Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another Sims 4 info/thoughts video. Now we get to see the true high-quality version of this screenshot. And we have made it through an interesting, turbulent journey, and now we are starting another one as we wait for city living, and we actually know that it's really a thing now. But the main reason I'm making this video is to talk about new info in the blog post that wasn't even mentioned in the trailer, as well as some interesting organizational stuff with EA and Maxis that I'll talk about later. So in this new screenshot from the blog post, there are some interesting things that I'd like to point out. So there's the karaoke machine right front and center, and I noticed that there's wheels on the bottom. And it makes me wonder, could we maybe take this around with us? Is it a portable object that we could place in our inventories? That'd be really cool. Then we could just slide it into our inventory and then, sing karaoke right by the lake in Granite Falls if we wanted to. Also, a couple of Sims in the screenshot appear to be holding new drinks. Well, I can't say I'm surprised. I mean, this is a city-themed expansion. Even though this one isn't really focusing on bars and such, we already had Get Together in the base game for that. But yeah, at least the drinks look cool, I guess. Maybe the drinks actually do give some sort of special perks, but guess we'll have to wait and see on that. The Create a Sim items in general all look really great, but I definitely love the hairstyle that the lady on the left is wearing. Just yes, I can't wait to use this on a sim once I actually have this expansion pack. All of the new build mode objects also look really great, including the planter in the corner, the wall decor, the statue on the dresser drawer itself, and my favorite thing is probably that glass candle. Oh my gosh, that looks so beautiful. I'm probably gonna use that everywhere. It reminds me of the kind of stuff that I see in stores like Green Earth. I really love the backdrop that we can see here. The city's name, by the way, is San Myshuno, which is pretty clever, combining San Francisco with Myshuno, which was, well, it's been in multiple Sims games because Sims could say Myshuno in The Sims 1 when they needed something and they're waving at us, and then in The Sims 2 there was also that Myshuno game that I think was kind of like bingo. But let's get into the text in the blog post, which reveals some really interesting new stuff. So here they talk about some of the new festivals, which include GeekCon and Romance festivals. I'm pretty interested in seeing what these two are, along with the other festivals, as there's supposed to be 5 of them. I thought cultural festivals were the only thing, but no, there's actually a lot more. I can't wait to have Comic-Con with my Sims. That should be pretty fun. I just realized that'd be a great situation to use those free Star Wars costumes that we've gotten in previous updates. Something I'm really split on, though, is the whole giving you plenty to see from your apartment window bit, because that implies that these festivals will be taking place in the public spaces, which means we cannot edit them, and we probably won't be able to have them in other worlds apart from San Myshuno, unless they actually do add the ability to add public spaces. But I don't know, I don't really have much reason to believe that it's gonna happen apart from that town life survey from a while back. On one hand, I guess it is a nice incentive to go visit the city, and with them being in the public spaces, then you won't have to actually go to the festival to see all the cool stuff going on. You could just see it from your apartment window and it'll make the world feel more alive. But then, on the other hand, that takes so much customization away from us, the players, and that sucks, especially in a game like The Sims, where I think the more options, the better. And with all the packs that we're getting, there's always potential that one of them at least could add even more fun to these cultural festivals or any festivals that are going on at the time. Moving further down the blog post, we have a portion talking about apartments, and it sounds like there is a landlord NPC because it says that the landlord won't be happy with you knocking out walls and building new bathrooms. And it's kind of funny saying what I'm about to say now. It's like I'm backpedaling a little bit. But in this specific case with apartments, it actually does make sense to be limited, because that is like how it is in real life. When you live in an apartment, you don't really have as many options to customize as you would if you were living in your own house. Although, if for any reason you really do need the full extent of the customization that you would normally have when building a house, then I'm guessing there will be some sort of cheat, maybe through testing cheats, to bypass all of those limits. The next paragraph talks about the new careers. Yes, careers plural. I thought politician was the only one, but there's also critic and social media. That's pretty interesting. I was not expecting 3 new careers, and I think at least the politician one will be an active career. I'm guessing critic and social media will just be kind of like the normal jobs where Sims just walk off the map and then they come back some hours later. I'd really love to see the social media skill return to accompany this new career, but I'm guessing it's mostly going to use the charisma skill as requirements for leveling up. Penthouses are also mentioned, and apparently they provide a totally different experience, so I'm looking forward to seeing exactly how they're different. And it's pretty interesting just seeing that we're getting both Sims 2 style apartments back that may be even better than they were in The Sims 2, and also what sounds like the Sims 3 late night style penthouses. So it's good, we get the best of both worlds, basically. There's also this screenshot, while not part of the blog, is still an official one, but I don't really have too much to say about this one, other than it looks good, except for what looks like a blurry Bridgeport in the background. I don't know, that looks so low detail. Like, it wouldn't be such a big deal if it weren't so easy to see, but since it looks like it is, that's kinda to me. As someone who takes a lot of pictures while playing the game, it feels like that's gonna be something I'm gonna have to work around. One other last thing I'd like to point out is something I missed from the trailer, actually. When I was watching other people's reaction videos, I was watching the one Curtis Parody did, and he pointed out 2 instances of elevators, and I was like, whoa, that was actually a really good catch, because both of the shots with the elevators in them were really quick. Another thing I'd like to talk about is that SimGuru Drake confirmed on the official forums that there is no new occult in this expansion pack. So this is the second time in a row that this has happened, and the opinions in general seem to be more split than I thought they would be. I'm definitely in the camp of, this is not okay. I loved getting an occult that matched the theme of the expansion pack. I don't like that it seems to be going away. It doesn't help that we waited almost a year for this expansion pack too. I think they should have been more than able to put an occult in this expansion pack, unless they actually chose not to. I think vampires or genies would have fit this expansion pack really well. I really don't like the idea of chucking all of the occults into one expansion pack, because that would result in at least one of them getting the short end of the stick, and I think there's ones like mermaids that don't really fit in thematically with the other ones, because then you'd also need to make a world with a routable ocean, and that'd make more sense to go with a tropical world than being lumped in with other creatures that are kind of like creepier and darker and themed, like witches, zombies, and vampires. So I don't know, this is really weird, and I just really miss getting these new occults. Like, a lot of them really change up the gameplay. Some more than others, but I think vampires were one of the most well done in The Sims 3. Same with the genies, they were done pretty well too. I think at this point, the only way we'll get a new occult anytime soon is through whatever the next game pack is. And I don't know, that'd be kind of interesting to see how that would unfold, because would the game pack be entirely centered around it, or would it also just be kind of like an extra feature like it was in expansion packs? I used to think occults were off limits to game packs, but we are still fairly early in The Sims 4's life cycle, so maybe it's just that they haven't done an occult focused game pack yet. So the last thing I wanted to talk about in this video is EA doing some reorganizing, and that does affect Maxis. We now have what's called EA Worldwide Studios, which is bringing together many different development teams, including EA Mobile and Maxis. Samantha Ryan is leading both of these departments, as well as taking over BioWare. So it looks like she is the replacement for Rachel Franklin, and I'm not really sure how to feel about that. It definitely looks like she's gonna have her hands full, and I don't really know if she has any history with The Sims. The article says she loves RPGs and open world adventure games. I hope she doesn't make The Sims 4 into an RPG, almost like what The Sims 3 was becoming at the very beginning when Rod Humble was in charge. Although, just because she does love those two genres doesn't mean she's going to be taking The Sims in that direction for sure. Maybe she will listen to us more and give us more family play. We'll just have to wait and see, but I don't know. I am not overly optimistic, and I'm not extremely pessimistic at this point either. I'm slightly concerned, but I don't know. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. And that wraps up another Sims 4 info/thoughts video. So let me know in the comment section below what you think of all this new information about city living, as well as all the reorganization within EA. Do you think it's going to have a drastic effect on the game, or do you think The Sims 4 will still go in the relatively same direction it's been going in for the past 2 years? I do feel a bit better about city living now. It does look like it is actually going to have quite a lot of new gameplay. I do wish they had shown at least the other two new careers in the trailer. I think that actually would have gotten a more positive reaction out of me if they were. Alright, I will talk to you guys later and have a great day. Thanks for watching.